Hi guys, I'm so excited to do this video. I finished my first year of uni and I thought there's so many things that I didn't know about before I started uni, and I wish I knew, sorry, excuse my voice, I've got a sore throat, that I didn't know about, that I wish I knew, or I wish just different advice that people gave me that didn't really apply to me and my subject choice and stuff. So I thought I'd make this video to hopefully help someone in this that was in the same boat as I was in. Let's get started. So the first thing that I would like, the first advice I would give it when picking a subject choice is two things that you need to do is my voice. Two things that you need to decide: what inspires you. No, three things actually. What inspires you, what you're good at, and what you're interested in. I think those are the three main things that you need to figure out when picking a subject choice. Like, don't listen to what everyone else is doing or what someone suggests for you. Like, just pick something that you want to do, something that you enjoy, that inspires you, something that you think you could be good at. Because there's a lot of things that you may enjoy, but you may not actually be good at it, or you may not be able to actually do that career. So you need like a combination of both. And then another advice would be work out your finances. Like, if you're living in the UK or you're living in a country where you be able to get money like student finance money off the government, then you need to work out your household income, so then you'd know how much they'll be giving you. Or if not, you need to see how much money you'll be able to earn, or just work out a budget that you'll be able to spend every month. Because I did not do that, and so I came to uni with like quite a lot of money, and I was thinking I'm gonna be able to spend this money, this and that, not realizing that like my rent was pretty high. So after paying my rent, and also because I live in the UK, so everyone gets a student loan, and I thought my loan would be the same as my friends. Don't ask, I just thought that, but it turned out to be my loan was a lot lower. So I had to use a lot of my money and a lot of my parents' money to pay my rent, which means after paying my rent I didn't have a lot of money left over. This isn't like a soppy story, I'm clearly fine, but that's something I wish that I worked out, because it was a struggle at first. A third thing is, when you finally get to uni and you're somewhere you may not, anyway, when you finally get to uni, one thing that I would suggest is try and make new friends, because obviously you are at a new place. Even though you're going to a uni in your city, it's still a new experience. You may not know many people, and you're quite independent, so you're not going to meet people in the same way as you did at sixth form or school or anything like that. It's a little bit different. So yeah, and I would suggest like ways to make new friends is, if you're into sports and stuff, join a society that's a sports society, or any society actually, any society that you're interested in. I would really highly recommend you join a society. I didn't, and I kind of wish I did. I was quite lucky that I still made friends, because I'm quite a shy person anyway, so I just got lucky. But I've heard a lot of stories where people have really struggled with making new friends because they haven't been exposed to situations where they can meet new people and people like them. So I would suggest like joining a society, because then you've all got something that you've all got like a common value. Is that a word? You've all got something in common, so you can use that to then build a friendship on. Or if you're into like the whole going out thing, then freshers, that's one way to make friends. Or if you're religious in any sort of way, find a church. That's the first thing I did, was find a church, and that's probably where I got a lot of my friends from. Yeah, a lot of my friends from the church, and it really helped me settle in as well. Just having that support, because you're away from your family, you're away from your friends, and you're gonna need that support, whether it's emotional support or support for your work and stuff. Sorry, my fourth advice to you is just your work ethic. Oh my days, I don't know why I can't say that. Like, I would suggest after every lecture just going over the lecture and doing revision then, because that's one thing I started to do, and as the course went, it kind of went down. And because I did a bit of everything. I did presentations, essays, portfolios, lab reports, and exams. And I found for me, I went hard this year. I actually went really, really hard with all those things except exams. I did not revise. Like, I concentrated on everything else but revising and my exams. So when it came to them, I was not as prepared, and I wish I'd stuck to revising every day after every lecture, because it would really, really help. And if you're going to a course like, I suppose every course requires research. Like, for example, graphic design, you get longer deadlines than like I would, but your work is a lot more, like, they require a lot more, like a lot more has to go into it, so that's why you're given a longer deadline. And so, which means you need to do a lot more research, you need to plan a lot more. And so I would suggest, if you're doing a course like that or something arty or creative, start early, start like planning, deciding what you want to do, deciding where you want to go, doing your research, so then when it comes to you actually producing the product, it will make it a lot easier for you, and you get a lot more marks from it. If you're doing something to do with science or medicine or maths, I feel sorry for you. I'm in the same boat, and it is not what I expected. You need to keep on your game, like, all the time. And if you're doing something like law as well, read. Always be reading, always be trying to find out more. Just always try to expand your knowledge. Don't ever think that it's too easy. And if you finish the first year and you feel like, oh, this has been really easy, it's like you don't realize how many things you needed to actually know in first year, because in second year you're going to be tested on like how much you did listen, and you're just going to have to work even harder in second year. So if you try your best in first year, it'll be so much easier in second year. And I know I haven't even gotten second year and I'm saying this, but it's because I've seen people in second and third year, and I've had so much advice, and I've got people doing the same course as me, so I sort of know what to expect, and it's scary, so I'm gonna hopefully be prepared. Another thing that I would suggest is, if you want to go and get advice, I would go to someone that's doing the same course as you or similar. For example, if you're doing business, and you don't have to find someone that's doing just business, it can be like business management, business marketing, like anything around the area. Just try and fill your mind with as much knowledge as you can, or people that are going to the uni, so you sort of know what it's going to be like, because every experience is different. So the more advice you get, the better it will be for you, and you can make your own judgment. And yeah, so what I would suggest, I study the science of psychology, so yeah, it's a lot of, if you're going into something like that, it's a lot more maths and science than you'd expect. Like, a lot of people think sort of just learn how to counsel people. I can't say the word counsel people. Counselor. Anyway, sort of like give people advice and you learn about that, but or you learn how to read people's minds. Everyone always, the first, when they're like, oh, what subject do you study? And I'm like, oh, psychology, and they're like, what am I thinking? Yeah, it's not like that at all. It's a lot of biology and chemistry. It's basically biology, chemistry, and maths. So I do like a lot of statistics, and it's it's a lot of that. So if you're going into that, brush upon your chemistry and your biology and your maths, because that's basically what the course is. And then as you go further into it and you get to decide like on your electives, that's when it becomes more social, more developmental, more like forensic, and it's a lot more interesting and more directly about involving other people and stuff like that. And then you'll be able to understand more. I don't know how to explain it. My laptop just switched off. But yeah, and as you go further into that field, you can then decide if you want to do more like psychiatry, more counselling, more neuropsychology, which is based in like the lab work, more educational. Like you can decide where you want to go, and then it becomes more specific to an area, and it's a lot more relatable. But right now, because I'm going to a career that deals with people, I have to know like the biology, because you can't, because I'm going into more like the medical side, so I can't treat someone if I don't know how like it works in the body and what different drugs do to you, and like neurals, transmitters, blah blah blah, maths, lab work. I need to know that. So I do understand, but right now it's not fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Excuse my voice, I'm sorry, but I still wanted to make the video. I hope it was helpful. I don't know how to end this, but yeah, please subscribe please subscribe or like or comment or do whatever you want to do. But yeah, hope have a good day. Bye.